Mission Rock and Roll.
And we're back. Here we are, just in case you missed us. And who's us? That's Kill the Cat Radio. That's KTCR, back for another week. And why? Because we killed the cat. Curiosity, satisfaction brought it back. Man, New York City. New York City. What more can be said or written about this town that hasn't already been done? Nothing. But this is my town. Well, not just mine. Me and 8,336,000 other people. And we're the ones who share these 5 boroughs together. I've always said I never had a father, but I had New York City. In many ways, I learned how to be a man here. I learned that this is a town of talkers. Talkers, but not bullshitters. I learned real fast that no matter, even if we have the largest population of any American city, that this is one of the smallest towns ever. Word gets around, and either you is or you ain't. You could talk shit, you just can't be shit. I've seen plenty of people come here and act tough, only to find themselves out in the cold, or in trouble, or something even worse than trouble. I'll let you guess what that is. But I've also met some of the most interesting, brutally honest, honorable, and toughest folks one could ever meet, and they were born and raised right here. Now, I don't have too many hard and fast rules here at KTCR, but one of them is simple. If you're a born and raised New Yorker, you have a free and open invite to come and sit down here at the Villa Borghese studio. And my next esteemed guest is a New Yorker through and through. Her name is Dahlia Rivera, and I can't even remember where we met. I'm assuming it was during my bartender days here in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. But once I met her fantastic sister, and her family, there was no way I could forget her. We worked a couple parties for live shows together, and ever since, she's been a source of friendship, comedy, and comradeship ever since. So let's take a moment or so and chat about what New York is, what it was, and hopefully what New York City will be after these trying times for everybody. It's all rolling here. So you good over there?
I think I am good over here.
Yeah, we got the Beatles in the background there.
We do.
This is just outtakes anyways. I mean, maybe it'll go into it anyways. Who knows? But you like this song? This is one of your
I love this song.
You're a
I've
huge
loved this
Beatles
song
fan?
since I was like 11 years old.
Really? Which one is this? Oh, to all the...
Eleanor Rigby.
Right. It's a beautiful tune.
They
just don't make music like this anymore.
At the very beginning of my getting into it. I think this is the second collection of music I was listening to.
What was the first collection?
The first one, my mom bought me the White Album on cassette.
Oh, you went full on... Wait, she got you the White Album right in there? What? Wow, that's pretty... I love that. That's a kind of a...
I mean, I grew up listening to her LPs of early Beatles.
Right.
But when I showed interest myself, she said, bam!
So she was like, we're going to get this.
Cassette.
We're going to get her in there. So she just laid the double cassette on you.
She did.
What? That's wild.
It was awesome.
Well, she was a huge music lover, right?
Yes.
Right? And then, so, I mean, I'm trying to imagine, like, I mean, my mother, I guess, was kind of all right with the music, but I don't know if she was...
Oh, no, my dad was just saying the other day that my mom got him into a lot of different music, because he was just strictly into salsa, really, when he came here.
When he was coming up.
And
your dad's a character and a half.
Oh, my
We'll
gosh.
get into him a little bit. We'll get into him, too.
But
we'll
he was just saying that she brought him a lot of different styles of music that changed his whole outlook.
Oh, wow. Hold on, let me kill this other music so we'll get into this going here. Yeah, just chill here for a second. Oh, that's a mod song. I was like, what kind of crap music is this?
It's awesome.
I was like, what is that rip off of Nirvana? What is that? I was like,
it's my dude.
It's my band. Right. Or the band I used to have, back in the days. Let me get this right here. All right, so we've got our drinks, we've got everything, really. So you should probably sound pretty good. See how cool you sound like when you're like, hey.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, hey, what's going on? After hours, late night.
What's up?
Right. That's perfect. All right, so introduce yourself to people who don't know you.
My name is Dahlia Elisa Rivera.
All right. And where are you from, Dahlia?
I am born and raised in Manhattan.
Manhattan?
New York, yeah.
Manhattan, actually on the Isle of Manhattan.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Well, what neighborhood were you? What neighborhood is that?
Well, lots of people like to call it the Upper East Side now.
Okay. What did they call it back in the day?
Yorkville.
Oh, Yorkville.
Yes. I believe I grew up in Yorkville. People like to talk about the border, what have you.
Okay.
Yorkville forever.
What's the border?
I lived right off York Avenue, so if I lived off York Avenue.
And where is that? Because a lot of people don't know, because they know that there's like avenues, they know the streets.
So if you start in the middle and you go east, you're going from 5th, Madison Park, Lex, 3rd, 2nd, 1st, and then York.
So it's almost
it's very brief. It doesn't even go the full length of the island like the other avenues.
So York Avenue doesn't. How long does that go? Like as far as number of streets?
I want to say it goes from the very southernmost at 52nd Street. It's in the northernmost. It ends probably around 93rd Street, 94th Street.
So wait, so it's from what's the first
52nd.
one? 52nd to 90. So that's still 40 blocks. That's not a.
Yeah.
That's 40 blocks. That's a
run.
huge. And what about the history? Do you know about the history of Yorkville?
I don't know too much about the history of the area, but we grew up in a really cool building on 78th Street between York and the East River, called Cherokee Place, the Cherokee Buildings, and they were built to be a tuberculosis clinic. So it was all this really cool.
What?
Yeah. So our building, you like to walk into this like hallway, and it's all courtyard and open air hallways, as it had to be because of the patients that used to live there. But growing up there from 1979 all the way up to, I think I moved out.
You were born in 79.
Yes, I was
born
in 79.
At that time, that's my sister's age too.
Boop, boop.
Yeah, right. That's Laura Diabate. Shout out to Laura Diabate. Now you're listening. Maybe you are. Hopefully you are. That's crazy. Yeah, because in Yorkville, you never hear anything about that. I mean, I think people hear about Alphabet City, and that's one of the smaller or one of the areas that branch off from the numbered streets and such. But Yorkville, they don't hear about this.
And then technically, we were between York and what's called Cherokee Place, which only runs from 78th to 77th Street. So that really is just our little private street.
So then did it feel like when you were coming up, like it was different from the Upper East Side? Like, did you notice a difference in this? I mean, like when you were coming up, it's probably like the 80s, when you probably started recognizing.
I feel like it was down to earth. My parents moved there for a reason. My mom wanted to live there. It was very quiet.
Okay.
There was a quiet gay community.
Okay.
That felt comfortable living there.
Right.
And she was a dancer. She was, she's
a dancer, like a salsa dancer.
Oh no, my mom was a dancer. She went to Performing Arts High School.
Really? Okay.
For dance.
Wow.
And she used to dance in different clubs. Salsa dancing. She was part of the Puerto Rican Traveling Theater. She used to do all kinds of stuff. She did West Side Story one summertime with Richard Chamberlain playing Tony. Actually,
really?
Yeah.
Oh, so she was performing on she was performing on stages, so club stages. It was like wow, like the performance arts. But you guys never, you and your sister never got into the. You don't have a brother, right? Is there a brother?
It's just the two of us.
I don't want to be rude.
We always say we have a mystery brother.
I was going to say, I don't want to miss out on the whole Rivera family.
No. It's just the two of us.
Okay, all right. So two ladies. So your dad, of course, grew up with all women. He's a charmer. Yeah. So there's that.
Yes, he likes
women. So he must have been happy with that. He must have been happy with.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Two beautiful daughters, and his wife.
We can both hold our own. We're pretty smart.
Yeah, and you right, exactly right. So you're coming up, and so you have a dancing mother. So she's very much involved in the arts.
Well, that's what she did before she had children. And, ultimately, she was a teacher. She got her master's. Yeah, she majored in language arts.
Right.
And got her master's degree in teaching elementary education.
And then where were her parents from?
From
New York as well?
Yeah, her father was born in Puerto Rico. Her mother was born here. As my father was born in Puerto Rico, and my mother was born here.
Oh, wait a minute. So the ladies of the family were born in New York City.
And my partner Jose was born there, and I was born here.
Wait. Your partner Jose is from Puerto Rico. Is there a pattern I'm sensing here?
Apparently.
No, your sister broke that pattern, though, because Rafael, he's from Colorado.
He is Latino, which is part of the,
he is a Latino.
A bit of the pattern.
But he's in Colorado.
Yeah, so he's from Denver, Colorado.
So it's a little different. She's kind of breaking the pattern just a little bit. She's always been
super an individual.
Yeah. Always. Well, she's on her own. Yeah, she's doing it. We'll get her over here too. And then we can have a sister rivalry podcast of the Rivera sisters, right? Wow, what is your middle name? What is your middle name?
Elisa.
Yeah. Elisa. That's a great name. I like that name.
Thank you. Dahlia Lisa.
Dahlia Lisa Rivera.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So your dad's from Puerto Rico. What part of Puerto Rico is he from?
He's from Bayamon, but he spent a lot of his childhood in Comerío, where his grandparents had a farm.
Yeah.
So he was basically, from the country.
Yeah.
Up until he was around 7 years old when they brought him here.
Right.
Like his parents and his older sister, they brought her first.
Yeah.
So he was there left.
And we need him on this too.
Oh my gosh!
No, we're getting the whole kit and
it.
caboodle. I'm not playing around here.
It.
The whole family's coming on.
He's got a ton of stories.
I'm sure he can tell. I've already talked to him, ladies and gentlemen. He's a fascinating man, much as like the rest of the family. He is definitely a character on his own, right?
Oh yes.
Now, did you ever get back to PR, like, and see his family and like be connected with any of that world?
His mom lived there most of my childhood. All of my childhood.
So your grandma.
She moved back.
Yeah.
Blanca moved back at some point.
Blanca.
Yes.
Blanca moved back.
Rivera. She moved back. She loved it there. She didn't want to live here. She had plenty of opportunity to move up here. My aunt was like, "Come live with us."
She did not want to live in New York City.
No, she came here. She did what she had to do. Brought her kids here. Made a life. I'm going back to where I came from. She was very happy there.
What do you think that was? What do you think that? I mean, obviously, city life is not. I
think if you talk to, I've lived with two Puerto Rican men who were born on the island, and I've spoken to, heard many stories, and it's a different feeling, I think, to be from there, and they really, most Puerto Ricans that I speak to, it's rare that I run into one who doesn't really, really miss La Isla.
So like what is it? Lifestyle? Is it just a lifestyle, a way of life?
I think it's just a vibe. Yes, I love it. I mean, I'm ready.
When are you leaving? When are you going?
We're going. I don't know. We
have
really? There's a plan. There's definitely a long-term plan.
Okay.
Of going there and just being.
So we might lose another New Yorker.
Down. I mean, but not soon, and certainly not because of anything going on right now.
So you'll be the old lady. You'll be the old lady.
Oh yes.
Over there.
Yeah.
Going back. Now, does he miss it? Does your partner miss this?
He definitely does. Yeah. Absolutely. He's like, I have allergies now. I never had allergies before.
Yeah, where do you get this? It's like a New York thing.
Like you
get
sick
for no reason.
Like it's just not, the way I look at all this stuff happening. It's a different vibe.
Right, there's that.
But you have to have a job and make money and have an opportunity. Yeah. And he, at the time when he came here, which was in 2000.
Right.
Didn't feel that he had that there. Yeah. So, and he had his older sister and brother-in-law living up here. So
all right. So he had a little bit of
on my way, guys.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Wow. So you might just end up back in PR and just chilling. Yes. That sounds great. I mean, it's going to be a lot easier than. But I mean, people who are born and raised, I think, here in the city have it.
I mean, I love it.
Yeah, you guys have a weird
I
power.
absolutely love it.
Like you don't have that anxiety that a lot of people who I guess just
I have different anxiety.
It's different. What is the anxiety you have then compared?
Well, I mean, I there's a lot of things I don't worry about. There's a lot of things I probably worry about more.
Okay, what is that? What is that?
I mean, I pay attention to everything. Okay. Sometimes, I've noticed that I don't want to just point out young people. It's people who are newer to the city. All they weren't born and raised here or haven't been here for that long. They don't pay attention to anything going on. I observe.
In what way?
And just walking around, like, oh my God, did you see that? Like, I can't say that to anyone other than a few people in my life.
Because they got the earbuds in?
The earbuds and the phone, and you almost walked into me, and you're not even paying attention. It's like, I notice everything, maybe to my detriment sometimes. It's just like, I am always hyper aware of what's happening.
I mean, you almost have to be. If you grew up here, and I've only been here, I'm coming on 15 years now.
But that's a long time.
I'm observant of everything. I don't take my eyes off of anything. I don't care if it's early in the morning or late at night.
And it makes for vigilance, which is good. You have to be vigilant when you live here. I forget that sometimes when I drink too much.
There's that. Well, that can happen too.
But you have to be vigilant. You have to just, it makes for good stories too. God, I could tell. Oh my God, you'll never believe what I saw on the subway the other day. It makes for fantastic stories.
So you think a lot of the newer people, you see that the newer people, and it's also because
they're oh my youthful. Gosh, look what's happening. And it's like, well, guys, if you were paying attention, you might have kind of seen that this was already here.
Yeah, this was happening.
Or, this is New York City. It's not this pretty picture, perfect, clean and shiny place.
Yeah, and people, I mean, but you know
why you came here.
But you're not like one of these. I mean, even from the first time we met, you didn't have some kind of like I'm tough,
No.
Hey, this kind of thing. And I find a lot of New
Yorkers
don't have this.
My toughness evolved. It certainly wasn't.
You're more tough really now. You're more tough now.
Yeah. I used to be shy. Earlier when you messaged me, you were like, "Oh, you're not shy, so it'll be great." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so glad we're not talking 20 years ago."
Yeah, you would not be the one person who I would think, "Oh yeah, this lady's shy." No, not from since I've known you.
I was shy before I went to college, and then I went to college, and I was like, nobody here knows I was shy.
Yeah, right. So you could become something else.
And so I just broke out.
Where did you go to school? Did you go to school here in New York City?
No, I probably should have, but I went upstate.
Okay.
I stayed in New York State.
Yeah.
I went to like a quote unquote good college.
Okay, which one was that?
I went to SUNY Binghamton, so a good SUNY school.
Okay.
The school was good. I can't see anything.
What did you study there? Was it just
art history?
Art history.
Yeah, I'm an art history major.
You and I can go off about this. Oh, here we go. Like we can talk all about this for a long time. Like get into the paintings and stuff because
I mean, it actually I didn't. It didn't even declare until I was a junior. And I had just taken all these art history class. I took an AP art history class in high school, and that kind of changed my outlook. And I just wanted to keep looking at paintings and talking about them. And
so you obviously know you can like line out. You can see the history of artwork from.
Yeah, and my dad was also an art history major.
Oh, really?
Yeah. His first major actually was physical education, which I always found like.
Well, he's kind of an easy shit
Well,
guy.
He used to run marathons.
Oh, okay. Well, that helps.
That was his thing.
That helps a lot, right? That's a good one, right? That keeps you in shape.
Yeah,
I should start running.
But the art history, I learned to love from that class and from him, and going to different museums. I absolutely just love looking at paintings. I had taken all these different classes, and my advisor was like, you have more classes than you need to be an art an art history.
They're like, no,
major.
I'm cool.
And I was okay, I guess that'll be my major, because I just wasn't really interested in anything else.
Right. That's so funny. So you made the decision to leave the city. Now you're 18 years old at this time. You came up in Yorkville. Did you stay in Yorkville the whole period of time? Before?
My whole life.
Okay.
I went to high school there. I went to elementary school there.
Okay.
I took swimming lessons there. I was on the softball team in the Yorkville softball league.
Okay. All right. So they got their leagues. They got their schools.
They have stuff.
And then they got stuff. So what?
And then
made
I was
you
there. Well, I was there watching, and growing up at the time when there was like yuppies.
Okay. Here we go.
And my parents were like, "Oh, yuppies."
They hated them too.
They're there, and they're living on the Upper East Side. I think they probably changed it to that. I blame them.
Was the whole area Upper East Side known as Yorkville or no?
I don't think the entire area.
Okay.
So again, there are people will just say, "Oh, it starts on 82nd Street," and I dispute that.
Good. See, we got some officials over here.
Yeah, I'm sure some people would disagree with me. That's okay. They probably didn't grow up there.
Boom.
Ooh.
Hear that, guys? We're gonna get to it. You're getting called out right here.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, no, I was there, and my parents, lived amongst the yuppies, and we saw them, and my mom went out of her way to send us to Catholic school. It wasn't like just private school; it was Catholic school. So I went to school with a lot of the yuppies,
the yuppie kids and all this.
And,
did you feel different? No,
absolutely, totally.
You felt the difference
a little bit.
Why did you feel the difference?
Because they had money.
So it was okay. Wait, but Yorkville it's hard to believe that somewhere in Manhattan was not.
Well, we lived in York. We lived in Yorkville, and lived in a rent-controlled apartment.
Okay, so you had this. So at least there was that. And
there was that. Yes, it was super reasonably. I mean, it's a one-bedroom apartment with 4 people living in it, but it was super reasonably rent. Rent. I think it was less than $1,000. Does
it still exist or no?
No, when I was the last person to live there.
Oh.
I lived there up until my mom and my sister moved out. My dad already moved out. And then my friend lived with me for the last portion. Okay. And then the last few months I was there by myself.
Ooh, even better. Love that, right?
I should never have.
Why did you do that to yourself?
No good reasons. No good. Never move for a boy. Never do that.
See, that's what it is, ladies.
Never do that.
Never do it, ladies. Don't do it, or it's not worth it.
You've heard it here the 85,000th
I'm sure my ex-wife would totally agree with you. Hey, she's an American now. She's cool with it, all right? It's fine. You gotta get something out of the deal, you know what I mean?
My goodness. It was the second time I moved upstate. That's another thing I shouldn't have done.
The other time. So you you went upstate first
for college.
For school.
And then I came back, and then I moved up there again to be with...
So one was for education. The other one was for some blah.
Yes.
Blah.
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 Yeah.
This person We don't have to talk about that person.
Oh my goodness. Well, no, it was like my college relationship.
Right.
And it lasted.
Of course.
I'm a super loyal person, so I was with him for 11 years.
It's a long time. That's a long time.
I thought moving was like all right at that point, but it was not.
I don't even think I have friendships that last 11 years. No. I mean, I have some of them, but we're not friends anymore. We just kind of would be like, well, we've known each other for 11 years.
Good run. Good run.
But at least you went 11. That's a lot these days.
So I finally moved back. Well, and also at the time when I moved, I was like, you know what? This neighborhood is now filled with a new type of yuppie because they were all, if I was 25, they were all, were all, 22. Or, they were like, we just got here.
Right. Because Upper East Side is kind of known for...
I mean, I spent my 20s drinking on the Upper East Side.
Right. Okay, so let's go to the bars there. Because, pretty much from what I know about that area, it's mainly like college bars, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like Tonic. Mm-hmm. No, that's not even... Is there a Tonic over there? I don't know.
There was like Irish
okay,
bars.
So you get the Irish bars.
There are bars that center around playing pool, billiards.
Okay, billiards, billiard halls.
And we just found like a hole in the wall that we absolutely loved, and everyone was always like, "I can't believe I came up here to hang out with you here." Yeah. And we loved it for as long as it was there.
Wow. What was the year when you finally left Yorkville? When you left that beautiful apartment?
I left in 2006.
Okay. Oh man, 14 years ago.
I left in 2006, in December 2006, and I moved home in December 2008.
Okay, 2008. That was after the school, right?
No, that was after the end of my relationship.
Oh, the boy upstate, the blah blah.
Yeah, no, for college, in college, I moved up there. I lived there from 97 to 2000.
Okay, and then you finally returned, the great return back to New York City, but now you didn't have that cool apartment anymore.
Nope.
Oh man.
And I left under duress, so I was like, I gotta get out of here.
Oh no, but your sister was here, your dad was here, right?
Yes, no, my sister was here, and I moved right into where she was living, where she had been living with my mom.
And what neighborhood was this?
In Jackson Heights.
So, okay.
I call it Elmhurst, but Jackson Heights, Queens.
Jackie Heights, right. Jackson Heights.
That area.
You're in Queens there.
And my grandmother's old apartment. So my mom's mom had that apartment
cool.
Our whole lives. And my mom and my sister lived there. And then my mom got sick, so she was living in a facility.
Right.
And my sister lived there for a little while by herself. And then I had to move home.
Right. Duress. Getting out of there.
Getting out of Dodge.
Ladies, pack your bags. Get out of there.
Get out of Dodge.
If you're in a situation right now, pack it.
Just go.
Bounce. You'll survive.
You will.
You'll be okay.
I swear.
Dahlia Rivera.
Oh my God. You heard it here for the 85th.
Hero Quest right here.
Seriously.
Just let it go, girl, you can get out of it.
I grabbed the beautiful bong that I was like, this is not his. This is not. Well, I mean, it's like the one thing that I remember toting home. It was so heavy and beautiful.
Yeah, like a bag of clothes and a bong.
Yes.
Ladies, I'm telling you, champion right here.
Oh, yeah.
I also see you got like a bottle opener ring right here. But by the way, that's class.
Jose got one for me and for him.
See, this is cool. See, that's romance.
It is.
See, but that's romance because you guys have something in common.
And he's he always likes to be practical. Like, this is a cool looking ring. It can also open a beer.
But you can like not rock up a beer like you'd be fine. You'd be all squared up.
So he likes it for both of those things.
That's cool. I mean,
and he has a matching one.
Shout out to Jose. What's happening, man? We'll get you on here too. We'll get him on. He's kind of a quieter guy though.
Yeah.
Like, try to like pull
maybe after a couple drinks.
Let's get him drunk. That's like my technique.
Are you kidding?
That's my interview technique.
I know.
Yeah, I didn't go to school.
You start seeing him smile all big.
Yeah, then he starts smiling, right? Does he smoke a reefer too? Do you smoke a little reefer?
I mean, I
don't want to say.
Not really. I do. I do.
You're a reefer. Well, obviously, you grabbed the bong to come back to.
Oh my gosh.
So the great return to New York City, it must have been fantastic. Because like,
it was.
When you look at New York City, when you look at it just as like a sort of a cultural mecca, I mean, is that how you look at it? I mean, like, are you at the museums a lot? I mean, where are you? I mean, you're coming out as an art history major.
I definitely love to go to the museums. I don't think I do it as often as I think about doing it. I'm like a homebody, especially now that I have an apartment that I actually really, really like.
And where's the apartment now? Where do you?
Greenpoint,
Brooklyn. Okay, you are in Greenpoint, Brooklyn.
Yes.
You walked here.
I did.
She walks over to KTCR Studios right here.
Took me about 15 minutes.
Yeah, nothing.
It was good.
We're neighbors.
It was good.
That's might as well be neighbors,
I know.
right?
You could do this every week.
I was just like, yeah, well, come on over. Like, it'd be fun. You'd be returning guests. People be like, that lady seems cool. Like, let's hang out with her. But if you want to hang out with her, you better bring the greens. We don't have any here. I should have known.
It's okay. I always bring a little bit. So.
Yeah, but I didn't know. I mean, I would have been more prepared for this kind of thing.
I
know. I gotta work on that. I gotta work on my thing. I thought the booze was. We had the coffee and tea. We got the coffee.
I have every beverage I could ever
We have coffee.
Right now.
We have water. Oh, I didn't get you the water. Let me get you. Hold on. Let me get you some water. I'll be right back.
Thank you.
Keep them entertained. Keep them entertained.
Gosh.
They gotta listen because
delicious coffee. And this new beer that I've never tried before. It's called Valero.
There you go.
It's got a boat. It's got an ocean. It's got the sun and some birds. I mean, I want to be there, so it's all good.
What you
perfect.
Meant by light beer, so I was like, wait, you want to?
No, honestly, you did the best job. That's fantastic. You did good. Very good. I have a cup of coffee. Mm-hmm.
Does she mean light beer, like Coors Light?
I'm so glad you didn't get Coors Light. I'm quite pleased with the selection.
Like Pilsner, I don't know this.
Nope, you did it.
More of these things.
Spot on.
Right.
Thank you. All right.
Ice water extraordinaire. So now we're getting in here.
It's like I made two different returns to New York. I made one after college,
right?
Just in time for towers to explode and stuff like that.
Oh, so you were here at 9/11?
Yes, I was.
Oh boy, that must have been a great day.
It was memorable to say the least. But I did that was then, and then I moved, and then I came back again.
So when you come back here, what were you planning on doing with this degree that you got from Binghamton?
I never was going to do anything with it.
So you're just like, I'm just going to study arts.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I just don't know what I ever wanted to do. I don't know. I still don't know. I'm 41 years old.
41 years old.
I like a lot of different things.
Right. And a lot of people would say, like, that would be the way a person should run their life, is saying, like, what do you make the happy list? So many people.
I've done a lot of different things, but I don't.
So you never used your degree once in the sense of like getting a job or what have you?
Never.
Like, are you working currently now?
Yes.
Okay, you are working currently.
I'm a lucky duck right now because.
Okay, what are you doing for work currently?
I am an office manager at a doctor's office.
Okay, so you're helping people. I mean, that's something that's never going to go out of business.
And
very practical.
Yeah.
Right?
You're
running the show.
I've learned the ropes, learned them rather quickly, and the doctor I work for.
Is he cool? Is she cool? I don't know. Yeah.
He's totally cool.
Okay, that's good because that's the number one thing.
Cool. The person who got me the job was trying to do him a solid and get someone good.
Okay, right.
Or dependable, different qualities.
Yeah.
Because she'd been there for 8 years and really appreciated having been there for that long because he's cool to work for.
Okay, good.
And so she was confident once. She was like, oh my God, so oh my gosh, yeah, great. And so once we made the deal, it was like, I really hope this works out.
How long have you been working for this guy?
A year. A little over a year.
Okay. But you've done a bunch of different jobs.
Rattle
off some of these jobs that you've done since.
My first job
You're these banging. These are savages up here. I swear they're elephants overhead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
My neighbors upstairs also
these guys are the kids that you're talking about?
Heavy.
No, but these are like they're wannabe rock and rollers.
Totally.
They have no idea what's going on. They're moving furniture over here. Sorry, guys. I just interrupted this lady. I'm mansplaining. Complaining. I'm not mansplaining. I'm man-complaining.
Above me decided to put a ping pong table above my living room. And then I was like, absolutely not. And then I turned into like an old lady who was like...
Yeah, you're like banging with the...
Absolutely. And I was like... I live below you. I will not have the
How did you fight against this? How did you...
We agreed to... Well, they have a duplex apartment above me. Okay. So I threw out there just in the middle of my, like, not tirade. It was like, you could put it on the second floor.
Yeah, hello.
Just put it out there. I think ultimately that's what they did. But at the time, I didn't want to be a total dick. So they were like, well, it's summertime. And they're so young. I was like...
How young are they? What are they? 12?
23, 24. Like, we want to play ping pong. And I was like, how about between 12 and 6 on the week? It's like after 6.
Like, you could do this.
And they're not going to play for 6 hours. You would hope so not. We agreed to that. We agreed to that. And then ultimately, I think the two real jerks who are living up there moved out and they replaced them with 2 other people. And they're fine now.
Yeah. Now, these are the people, this is like a classic, because this is a great building. This is a classic example of, like, they're kind of like living the rock and roll lifestyle, which is fine. I lived that too. I've got zero problem with the rock and roll lifestyle. I don't care if you do drugs. I don't care who you sleep with. I hope you do all the drugs and sleep with all the people.
Yeah, do all of it. Just remember that there's someone downstairs.
But then you're living in this world where you're like, you can't even... Like you're bringing like live electrical instruments, like bass.
Oh my
like
gosh.
like last night, I thought I was actually going nuts.
Oh my gosh.
All right, we're gonna get back to the job role, but I thought I was going nuts because I know what it sounds like if you're playing a musical instrument and you pass out and like you kind of like the plug of your guitar.
I guess you would know. Yes,
I would know that because I've been a rock and roller, and the plug of the guitar is not quite in the guitar or the bass, and so you just have this.
Oh my gosh.
And that was going on for 3 hours last night. I actually thought there was a problem on the freeway.
No.
I thought there was something out there. I went outside. I went crazy there. Then
You're like, I know exactly what sound that is, dude.
And I had to do it. And I went in the hallway. Couldn't hear it there. Thought it was maybe like on this side of the wall.
You're investigating.
I'm like freaking out
because
I was like, a little high. I was hanging out with these Jamaican cats last night. And, whatever. And I was pretty high. And so I just like, is this in my head? Am I losing my mind? What's going on here? Then I'm like, you know what this is? This lady upstairs passes out with her bass and guitar.
That's crazy.
I couldn't believe it. And then, a couple hours later, thank God, because I just went to sleep, like putting my earphones in and just listening to like watch, Ancient Aliens or something.
Yeah.
Episode 5, what have you. But I just, put on something and I was like, okay, this has got to stop. And I woke up in the middle of the night and it was fine. So somebody obviously woke up. Yeah, and I've been up there like a million times to tell these people, I'm going to kill you. Like it's going to happen. Like eventually, it's been going on for like 5 years.
No, yeah, upstairs they've heard from my dad.
Okay, so you don't want him on the case.
No.
Wow.
And they've heard from Jose, and he really doesn't mind much.
He's gonna. I'd be scared of him if
he's just so. I mean, he's saying something. Then you've really like. What do you?
And he's got kind of resting. Like I'm gonna kill you face.
Yeah.
Like he has resting. I'll kill you face.
I just never. You can never know what he's thinking.
Not resting bitch face. Like resting. I'm gonna murder you face.
Totally. Resting assassin face.
Like it's your ass. It's the last thing you're gonna see.
Yeah. So if you've heard from him, then you really.
And you still.
And they haven't heard from like me.
Yeah.
And I.
Uh-oh. And you're probably like chill, more patient a little bit.
I am now, but ultimately, everybody who knows me knows don't. So I've been really trying not to. I want to reserve that for something really egregious. Should it happen?
Yeah.
And it hasn't. Thank goodness.
That. Yeah, let's knock on my crappy desk here, and like I think this is wood, or it's like
I think the
Formica or something. Yeah, one of these things are wood around here. All right, so the list of crazy jobs. All right, so the jobs.
Let's see. My first job ever.
Bachelor's degree.
Since my bachelor's degree. Actually, since my bachelor's degree.
Or whatever.
I've worked at a cookie shop.
Okay.
I was a camp counselor.
Okay. Wait, where was the camp?
Upstate New York.
Okay.
In Muncie, New York. Mm-hmm. Ramapo Country Day Camp.
All right.
And I actually was a bus counselor for that camp, too. So I had to...
What's a bus counselor?
So the bus counselor is the buses they send around Manhattan to pick up your kids to take them up to camp every day. It was a day camp.
Okay.
That bus needs someone other than the bus driver. And I lived in the neighborhood.
Oh, my goodness.
So it would, like, each route made sure, like, meet us on this street.
Yeah.
And 3 counselors who worked there anyway, who lived in the neighborhood or had to just come to that meeting point, would corral the kids on the bus, and then when we got there they would all disperse into their age groups and camps or
Ladies
whatever.
and gentlemen, how many people have you actually met a bus counselor? Okay,
goodness,
like that's what I'm saying
me.
Here. Okay, we give you nothing but the best over here. KTCR
bus counselor.
What else we got rocking here?
Let's see what else. I worked at Montgomery Wards.
Whoa, hello.
I know.
Does that even exist anymore?
No, I worked at the last year they existed. I worked there.
What do they even? I'm trying to even remember what they.
No, their thing was that big ass catalog they had. It was like boom, Montgomery Ward's catalog.
Every mom got that catalog in like 1986.
Yes, and it had everything in it.
Right.
And so when I was in Binghamton in college, my first retail job ever. Retail was ultimately the longest career I've had so far. But my first retail job ever was Monty Ward's.
All right, so wait, is that the nickname? Is the behind the scenes?
Our,
is that the
our nickname,
like,
Monty
working
Wards.
In Monty's show?
Yes.
Working
oh my
at the
God,
Ward.
you'd love it. It was at the mall up in Binghamton.
Oh my God.
Oakdale
just
Mall.
Malls alone are just already funny to me.
Oakdale Mall. No, I mean, it was incredible.
Yeah.
Oakdale Mall. It was like one of the anchoring stores of the mall.
Of course, that was one of the major ones.
It had like
TJ Maxx. You got Montgomery
Ward. It had like
Ward.
a package pickup and everything like that.
Right.
It had a little room downstairs for the smokers.
Hello. But you could smoke in the... Wait. You could smoke inside.
Listen, this was a long time ago. This was in 1998.
So wait...
I was sitting in a tiny room with
room.
no windows.
Oh my God, just imagine people are smoking.
2 men from the electronics department smoking cigars.
Okay, so that's even better. You come up reeking.
I'm smoking cigarettes because Binghamton's fucking cold.
You got your smoke. You might
Binghamton
as well be smoking.
Is really cold.
Yeah, you might as well be smoking Virginia Slims.
Yeah, exactly.
you guys got these.
But the local, those people who work there, they loved me. I was different from
you're the New Yorker.
Your average SUNY student who stayed on campus and thought townies were gross.
Right.
I was working with them.
What kind of town is Binghamton? Tell me about that town.
Binghamton was an IBM town.
Okay.
So...
What do you mean by that? Just a tech town?
It was a tech town when IBM was at their height.
Yeah.
In the early 80s. And then after that left... the town kind of like died. So by the time I got there, it's like downtown was bars, empty storefronts.
Yeah. Oh man.
And Rod Serling is from Binghamton.
First of all, one of my heroes. Let's go ahead.
So that's like their claim. That's like the claim.
That's like the best. I love that guy. Hello.
They have like a walk of fame downtown.
Okay.
And he's like the only name that you know. He went to Binghamton High School.
All right. See. Okay.
And they also
Love that guy.
They're proud that they're the carousel horse capital of New York, if not the world.
Wait, carousel
horses.
How far north is Binghamton from here?
It's 4 hours. It's more.
Okay.
It's more.
So it's by Albany.
It's northwest. Sort of. Yeah, it's a little more west than Albany. You have to go west.
New York's a giant state too. I mean, we're talking.
It's easier to get to Binghamton if you just go like to Pennsylvania and then hook right in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so you're working at Monty Ward's.
What
else?
Oh, yes.
What else? What other? Keep going with this. This is great.
See.
Jack of all trades over here.
I know, seriously. So I did. That was just clothing and all that. I started working at the Gap.
Okay, so we got the Gap. You got to throw the Gap in.
The Gap, I worked. That was my first retail job in the city.
Right.
When I came home after college. Yeah. And
we're like peers, you and me. So it's like this is Reality Bites era. So you're like,
oh my God, and I loved her.
Right?
So I was like,
Gap. So wait, you're like, hey, if Janine is good enough for Janine's character, Reality Bites. What's up, Ethan?
Are you
Hawke?
kidding me? It was one of my favorite movies. I saw it like 7 times at the $2 movie theater.
I love.
And there used to be a $2 movie theater on 50th between 8th and 9th.
Aren't those the best?
It was awesome.
Oh man, I keep forgetting that you. Yeah, I love hanging out with people of my own generation, like you and me. Like we're both like from that kind of Gen X land. Yeah. We were like kind of like the younger gen. Because I'm 43, so I would have been part of the younger.
I just turned 41.
Right, so we would have been like on the bottom half of the gen. I don't know where we were. That weird kind of generation.
We're right on the end of X.
Do they have a name for us though? I don't know because we're not. We're too old.
I'll take X.
You like
anything
that one?
After that is.
What is the next one? Wait, you got hate for the youth? You got youth hate?
Not really. I mean, I have not for like my sister is a different generation than I am.
So, how much younger is Ariel?
8 years.
That is a big. That's almost a generation.
That's a big chunk.
That's a different generation.
Yeah, I mean, I had like a whole childhood, and then she came around.
Right. So you were already there, and you're like, who's this? Who's this little one over here?
What's going on?
This new addition to the family over here.
But she was so cute, so forget it.
Yeah, right. She is pretty cute. If you guys, well, this is not a visual medium, so.
No, so I worked at the Gap. I worked at the Gap for 8 years.
What? Okay, did you get to management at least?
Eventually.
Tell me you're running stuff.
Eventually, I did.
That's a long time.
But in the city, I didn't want to do that.
But wait, where's the Gap though? This is in Binghamton though. This is up.
No, this was after I came home.
What Gap did you work at?
So the first one I ever worked at, 59th in Lexington.
Okay.
And then I worked at, there used to be this really awesome, teeny tiny one, because they used to be they were worse than Starbucks.
They were everywhere.
Every corner.
You could always find a Gap.
I worked at the one on 54th and 3rd.
Okay.
Which is now a Bank of America.
Of course it is.
And then I went to 75th in Lexington.
All right.
Which is also now a Bank of America.
See, they're taking over.
I was living in that neighborhood at the time, so I was like, oh, this is great. I'm a few blocks away. I'm just walking over there. And then I got my first, those were all like part-time jobs. And I moved up a little bit, being like a cash wrap specialist.
Yeah.
Which is someone, who counts the deposit at the end of the night and all that.
Oh, cash wrap, but not like, I thought you meant like wrapping things.
Oh, no, like they called the cash register the cash wrap, like the whole area.
Okay, so you're like running the money.
Yes.
So that's how
eventually
they know.
I did.
Which you actually ended up doing for Lashat Noir Productions, I do recall.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. See, if you guys need your money, If you need your money counted, all right, there's one lady in this town that you can trust.
That's me.
She's gonna get it to you. She's gonna get it to you.
Just ask for dolls.
We'll get into that. We'll get into that a little later about how you ended up working around with us. But like,
so then I
That's a long time.
I mean, I wanted to be full time there, and it was never, available until they were like, oh, you can do visuals, which is like the mannequins.
What's
and
that? Oh, okay.
The mannequins and the displays and everything.
Arty, though. That's like a little
exactly. So I they were like, there's an opportunity to get a full time gig.
Yeah.
On 87th and 3rd, which was at the time, until it closed, the only freestanding Baby Gap and Kids Gap.
Baby Gap. Oh,
so,
wait a minute.
I went to Kids and Baby Gap.
That must have been insufferable.
On the Upper East Side.
Oh, God, no.
And that is when I will refer to it as the Upper East Side now, because everybody who shopped there, it was like, they were like, they were giving it to me good, like just a major.
What, they were messing with you?
I mean, that's just who they are. They don't know how to be anywhere else. The customers.
Describe this, though.
They want all the things. And why can't they have them? I don't understand.
So
you don't have this?
Wait, you got class hatred like me then?
You don't have one? Of course I do. My God.
Although, even if I think if you and I had like some serious cash, like somehow, like if that was raw. I mean, I don't think I would.
I wouldn't become a total jerk.
I think we would probably handle it pretty good.
I'll tell you right now, I worked on the Upper East for a long, probably 4 or 5 years.
And you grew up around there.
And I grew up around there.
Around those people.
And I haven't seen anybody as terrible as the people in Park Slope, because now I have other jobs that I'll tell you about. And oh my gosh.
Oh, wait. Are we saying the Slope is getting, or it's been?
It's been.
You're saying worse than the Upper East. You'd rather deal with Upper East Side people?
I mean, I haven't worked on the Upper East Side in over a decade.
Okay.
So I don't know what it's like right at this moment, but I do know what Park Slope is like right now.
Did you work? Wait, is there a Gap down there? Did you work down there?
No. Oh. So after I worked at the Gap,
right, we're moving on. Right, all the different jobs. I worked jack of all trades.
I made a power move and went to the children's place for like 5 seconds, but that was awful. And I went back to the Gap and I said, I'm never doing the visuals again.
Okay, so no more
because that was a lot of pressure, especially in New York City.
Right.
We were getting visits from district managers, and then the president of the company is coming. Well, why is there a dust bunny in the window?
And you're like, and they're just going to judge you.
I get paid nothing. Like you're not even really paying me.
Yeah, I can understand if it was like if they were getting like kind of Saks Fifth Avenue windows and stuff like I made
like $8.75 an hour. I wasn't making a lot of money. I really wasn't. Like this was back in like 2005. So $8.75. It was something terrible. I think it was. And then I finally went back to the Gap, and I only worked in the cash room, 54th and 5th, which is a huge flagship store, which is still there right now. And that was the best Gap job I ever had. I was in a cash room because that's how much money they make there. They need a whole room.
Yeah.
There were 2 doors that couldn't be open at the same time to get in there.
Oh, yeah, because they were like hardcore about security. That's like...
And I was in there, and I didn't have to open the door for anyone if I didn't want to.
Yeah, it was amazing. So you're like on your own right there.
It was so good.
That's autonomy right there.
It was awesome. I should have stayed there.
It's like, you better stay on the floor. I got the cash.
I had the a little monitor, like, And
you were the Robert De Niro character in Casino. Like, this is the cash room.
This is the cash room, exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I equated it. I was like, I worked in the cash room. It was just like Casino.
Just like Casino.
It was awesome.
Except with the Gap, right?
That's the same. That's the same reference.
What broke up to the?
Well, I moved upstate for the boy.
Oh no! This is the block situation. The block.
But I made a power move in terms of when I moved upstate, I transferred to the Gap up there.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right. So all right, that's cool. So
and then when I was upstate, where it was a little less about ass kissing and a little more about working, I became like a real manager. Up
all right,
there.
so like, okay, and how old are you at this point? Like, this is...
I was 27.
All right, so you're running things, and they got like a decent salary thing going. Do you get health? Do you get a health plan or anything like that?
Yeah,
that?
yes.
Good. Okay,
I had insurance, and then when that relationship ended, I had like a month of vacation time accrued.
How about that, guys?
And I transferred back. I mean, I should thank the Gap. Jeez,
I know.
I transferred back there.
Yeah, well, this is
back to the city.
Throw some.
And worked there another year, like almost a year.
That's like a crazy... and by the way, for any European listeners, when we say, oh, did you have insurance? That's a huge deal. Like, that's actually...
I don't have any now.
I know you guys... Well, no, we have nothing now.
We have nothing now, but at the time I did.
Just so you Europeans know, European listeners, we don't get shit here in America. In fact, I remember my ex-wife from France said... she had a great quote. She said, what does it mean? Does everyone just have to fend for themselves? And it's like,
she's right, yes.
This is kind of what we do here.
Yep.
America kind of says, go fuck yourself.
That's exactly what I understood.
That's what's going on here. And nothing's changed. So there you go.
No.
Obama helped a little bit, but that's about it.
So I worked at the Gap for, that's really a long time. And
if you really think about it, this is almost as long as the 11-year relationship. Right?
Yeah. So then I one day went out, had a great time, party.
Yeah, party time.
I just I'm late for work, blah blah blah. But I was so over it by that point.
Wait, what ended the gap?
That they were like, "Oh my gosh, you're so late."
You had one day of being late though. Come on.
No, but they didn't like me. The whole crew at that because it was a different store, different crew.
How does someone not like you though? You're super charming and fun.
I don't know. I really don't. They were all real jerks.
Fuck
there was
people.
2 people who were cool that worked there. And everybody else.
The New York store?
Yeah, 48th, okay. My last Gap store.
The last Gap.
48th and 6th.
That sounds like a really scary end novel. The Last Gap. It's over.
Yeah, right?
It's finished.
It was the last Gap.
The Last Gap.
The crevasse.
Yeah, La crevasse. The terminé.
Yeah, exactly.
Le terminé de glace. Sorry, I'm fucking up my... I swear to God, I'm trying to study
no,
French.
And they were such jerks that I was like, you know what? I'm late this morning, right? And I'm in Queens right now. I'm gonna get up and go. I just got a phone call. I was like, oh God.
They're yelling at you.
Yeah, and I'm like,
What happened that night though? What happened that night before though?
I had a fantastic time.
What was going on there? What was going on?
I was at the bar, our bar on the Upper East Side, Bar East.
Okay.
That was our bar.
Bar East.
Hanging out with this old friend of mine who used to just occasionally hang out.
Okay.
I was single. I was like, living it up. Yeah. So no, it was a fun time. Yeah. It was a good time.
Yeah.
And I honestly don't even think anything salacious happened that night, but it was just like,
you're up, you're having fun,
He lived above that bar, so it was like, oh my gosh, it was great.
You got a place to crash.
And I ultimately made it home. Yeah. But I just didn't make it to work. And they're calling me, and I was like, I'm gonna have to deal with bullshit treatment.
You're gonna
They already treated me poorly.
Yeah, they didn't like it.
And disrespectfully, and
which is bullshit.
And so this is gonna be so much worse. And I just said, you know what? Because I had told her, I was like, yeah, I'll be there. I called her back and said,
oh man.
Actually, I called my sister first. I was living with her, and I said, is this okay?
Why'd you call her?
Because I was living with her, and I didn't want. And I was like, I was just gonna make a move, and I didn't want, I don't want thinking that she'd have to worry financially about me. Yeah. Because every time I've not had a job, I've always had another job within a month.
Oh, that's awesome.
Always.
That's the smart move.
Forever.
Yeah. I think that's the smart. That's the responsible.
And I hope that's one of the only responsible things I regularly do.
I've really stopped. I've recently in the last 10 years stopped that philosophy.
Well, it's
It's really come to more telling people to go fuck themselves just right off the bat.
No, I mean,
actually, I guess I'll figure it out.
The last time I found a quick gig, which we'll hear about a little bit later. I should have just stayed on unemployment. I should have just done that. But anyway, no, I called her and she was like, "If that's what you got to do, everything will be all right."
Yeah, you got to do what
you do. I called up that same person who called me, and I was like, "I can't come in anymore."
Wait, that's what you said to her?
Yeah.
I can't come in anymore.
That's it.
No 2 weeks.
No.
You're just... Because you hated them.
They were so mean to me, and I just didn't get why.
But there was all this resentment. This resentment was in you, so you'd be like, not feeling it.
And I'll eat it if my job is
right.
If I'm not doing a good job.
Right.
But
you were on point.
Yeah.
You weren't late.
They just didn't.
You look presentable. You didn't roll in. You didn't look like a crackhead.
No.
You always look professional.
The first infraction. You know what I mean?
One infraction, and you're
they
like,
just didn't like me.
What?
They were like, this and that, and you know what?
Fuck them.
And they were like, I was like, I can bring you my keys in an hour.
There you go. Did you do it?
Yeah, I did.
So wait.
I put on my bell bottoms. I put on my platforms.
Oh, you didn't even give a fuck what you're wearing at this point.
No, I was I had my hair all out crazy. And I walked into the store. I was in like no condition to go anywhere.
Yeah.
I walked out and I was like
slightly hungover, or majorly. I don't know.
And I walked in there, and they were looking at the camera, waiting for me.
Oh my god!
I know.
People.
Like I'm
what
such
is
a, like,
the
I'm,
deal
like,
with this?
What did I ever do?
Like she's breaking some
God.
like political infraction. Edward Snowden's in Russia.
You know
He's
what I'm saying? And
Dahlia Rivera comes in. Now they're
so
all
they
mad
wouldn't,
about
like,
it.
I don't know, like what, talk to the rest of, like rile the rest of the crew. Like, come with me. You know, what do I do? What am I going to do? You know?
By the way, that would be awesome.
I mean, I had phone calls like, oh my God, Dahlia, what happened? Like later, you know?
Yeah, of course. Because they're like, they want the goss. They want the good G.
But I just gave my keys. I was so happy
when
I walked out of that building.
I'm kind of proud. I love those moments.
I was so happy. And I just walked along like 3rd Avenue.
Yeah.
All the way uptown.
Oh my God! How about that feeling?
I had the wind in my hair, and
so
I know exactly what I was wearing. You remember this moment? I do. I remember. I know exactly. I do.
You're walking down the street. The wind's in your hair. You just said, "Fuck off!"
I ran into like a random New York street fair on one of these avenues, like randomly in the 30s or something like that.
Some random ass
and
whatever they're doing.
And a band was playing called the Beatles.
Okay,
I've never seen a Beatles cover band before that day.
What?
And I did.
And it's from your childhood. You love the Beatles, right? So it's like almost like God's coming in. God's coming in.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's, oh man.
I knew I made the right move.
Isn't that funny? Like sometimes like the worst decision you can make, or like the most irresponsible decision.
Yeah. I was like, oh my God, I'm like partying and I didn't go to work. I mean, no. I just couldn't do it anymore.
Responsible.
I couldn't do it anymore.
But this was like a concerted effort. You're like, you know what? I don't want to deal with this.
I can't. Because even when I'm at my best, they treat me poorly. And I'm like, I just can't.
Yeah, that's just...
I can't. Why?
I'm sure anyone listening
there should be solidarity here for 10 different reasons. Like, for so many different reasons. But they all, like, even people who I was technically their supervisor made more money than I did.
Oh, see, there you go. That's another problem. All right, that's another
it was like, it was never going to happen.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, again, another hero moment right here, okay? You got the bad guy. Pack your bags. Get out of there. Grab your bong. Get the fuck out. All right? Ladies and gentlemen, if you're working that job out there and things aren't going well and you've been showing up,
I can't smile on your face anymore.
Get Dahlia. Just follow Dahlia. Get that hair wild up.
I can't come in
on
again.
Your bell bottoms and get
that's
out
not
of there.
The first time I did that. The first time I ever did that was at the cookie store when I was like,
wait, you revolted against the cookie store
old.
again?
Yeah.
What was their problem over there?
So when
they're baking cookies. Isn't that like a nice thing?
I was like 18, and it was a local cookie store in Yorkville. Yeah. A few blocks from my house. Yeah. And it was great. Like the description of the job was register.
Sure.
Counting money, this, that, packing up cookies.
You were working in the kitchen, right?
No, I was not baking anything.
The bakers were there. They got a whole different thing, but.
And she had a brand new baby, and she herself decorated these beautiful cakes. So she would occasionally, and that was part of the job description, I need you to watch the baby while I'm doing some technical things and whatever. And I love that. That sounded great to me because I had previously worked in like a nursery for a while. So I was like, this is great. So I did that for a good portion of the summer and got lovely, delightful baked goods that I got to take everywhere. It was delicious.
Nothing wrong with that.
In that way, she was quite generous.
Yeah, and, that's cool.
But she was, a true blue Upper East Side lady.
Uh-oh.
So
class warfare coming back up.
Well, this is so.
I'm noticing there's patterns.
I used to hear her talk to the two gentlemen who came in at 5 a.m.
Yeah, these guys are hard working
everything.
guys.
These two Latino guys, and I would hear how she talked to them.
Oh,
and again, I was still like a teenager, So I'm listening to this, and I'm like, well, I don't. This is like my first experience with this really directly.
Describe what she's talking, describe how she was talking.
I can't believe, it's just kind of disrespectful. Not this
like an early version of Karen, like an early Karen,
yes.
like a 90s Karen.
Like, can you just tell me what you need? Yeah, tell me what you need me to do, and then I'll do it.
Right.
Don't say I can't believe it. It's just like this intense, loud, raised voice with these two quiet, hardworking men, and I'm like,
these men are coming.
What did they do? I just didn't get that the circumstances called for.
They're probably traveling
really her behavior.
Like a while to get there.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And they have that's their early job. They have a restaurant job after that.
Oh, Jesus. These guys are
I knew one of them did because he worked up the block, actually.
Yeah.
So I just...
They're baking cookies.
And one time, this one Wednesday, in the middle of the day, actually, in the morning, she had kind of spoken to me in a kind of disrespectful way.
Yeah.
It was just
boy.
like a weird...
Took that same tone.
Weird tone, and, like, what's your... I can't believe you can't do this, or you're doing this. So it's like, I mean, come on. We're, like, packing cookies. Just relax. Nothing egregious is happening.
Yeah.
Like, just give me the direction, and I'll take it,
Yeah.
But just the way that she spoke, and then she wanted to give me this other project that really wasn't within my purview, and before she assigned me this project, which was this big, like, tray filled with receipts, and I had to do some sort of bookkeeping thing, which really I had nothing to do with at that point.
Yeah, this was not your part.
She gave me her baby to hold.
Whoa.
Before she decided to describe this task that I would have to undertake.
But why are you holding the owner's or the lady's baby?
But that's I thought that was a weird angle to take.
Nah, I don't like this.
And between that and now I'm doing this work that this is really not what I'm being paid for, and you're talking to me kind of like, I don't like this, and I already know how you treat these two, and you gave me your baby because that was a weird move. I didn't like that move.
That is a weird kind of feminist.
So she could, like,
anti-feminist,
you know what I mean?
A little bit.
So what I did,
like, you're a woman, like, you can handle this.
But I'm also much younger than she.
But that's weird though, like.
You know what I mean?
I don't think she's going to hand it to me or, like, the cooks.
No, she would have put the baby in the bassinet.
No, go ahead and hold on to this.
Here, just hang on to the baby while I tell you how much you're...
Oh, and then you get lectured by this.
You know what I mean? So before she had the opportunity to start doing any of that, I said, can you take him? And I gave him back to her.
Ooh, hello, power
And
move.
I said, I can't work here anymore. And she said...
Wait, in the middle of the...
It was
this
was like
champion.
1 o'clock in the afternoon.
See, but someone went over your boundaries.
Yeah.
You got these lines.
Yeah.
And then someone went over there, and you're not, like, aggressive or crazy.
No.
You're just like, hey.
I can't.
So what did you do? You just looked at her and said, I can't.
She said, do you mean, like, you can't work, like, the rest of the week? And I said, no, I can't work the rest of the day.
Like, we're done here.
Yes.
Like, this is it.
And she cut me a check, and I walked.
Oh, at least you got the check, though. That's
I mean,
dope.
I got my check for what I'd worked.
Yeah.
And I walked out, and I went home, and my mom was at home, watching all my children. Right. And I cried to her because I felt I was like, I made this move, and I just did it.
That's a big thing.
And I just cried and cried, and she just hugged. It was a nice moment.
And we'll be right back. 2, 1. Killed Cat Radio. Because, I mean, New York's had their share of super left-wing mayors. I mean, this mayor was supposedly doing that. Supposedly.
Oh my God, we can't talk about him. He's the worst.
We don't like him? You don't like him? Nobody likes him? Oh my God. Oh my God. Why does every single New Yorker in the world I've talked to? I've talked to rich people. I've talked to gangsters. I've talked to every single person in the city about this.
He stinks. What is he doing? He's doing nothing. He's like, we're gonna open next week. Get out of here! Can you stop?
But I thought we were a left-wing town over here, pretty much.
What is he doing? What?
But wasn't he the godchild?
Yes, he was like progressive, blah 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 blah. He did the universal kindergarten, pre-K, whatever, and that's it. He stopped.
Okay.
What else he doing?
What was the universal pre-K? What is this?
That was free. There's a free
which I'm
pre-K
cool with that. I'm
absolutely.
Right with this. I mean, in this city's too expensive.
Stopped. Momentum. There was momentum.
Yeah.
If you accomplish that, then do more. He got elected again. Right?
Yeah. Right. He did.
Well, you're there, right?
How'd you feel about Bloomberg? Because you grew up here, so what's the worst and best mayor? What do you think?
Worst, best. My mom loved Koch.
Okay, so Koch, because I've heard
she loved Koch.
Very.
And my great grandparents who lived in Harlem, they didn't speak a ton of English.
Yeah, right, just a touch.
But they lived in Harlem. My great grandfather, Bancho, used to own a brownstone on 104th in Lexington.
Wow,
a long time ago, and but when they lived over in Spanish Harlem now, towards more east. They live on 110th and First. When I was growing up.
Right.
They used to call him Cook. Cook.
You know, Cook.
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 We're like, who? What?
Cook. You're like, is that a guy or is that like
what are you talking about? Yeah, so my mom loved Koch.
How about you, though? Like, what did you come on? Like, you've been here, all your life.
Honestly, I really didn't have a problem with Bloomberg. I know a lot of people who are my age.
Some people do.
Would tell
Some people
me.
Did.
I have a friend who's just like, he's the absolute worst, and money, and this and that. But it's
buying his third term.
Yeah,
and then reversing it for everybody else.
Look at all the things. I mean, but like, I know. But look at all the things he did stuff.
No, I know.
You know what I mean?
Saying, like, yes.
Like de Blasio's doing nothing.
I don't even know what. All he's doing is aging, and he's looking
stressing out,
oddly more feminine every day. I'm like, I'm like, dude, he's starting to look like my grandma.
He's turning into like B. Arthur.
Right.
Like, I don't know what's happening.
Like
with less personality.
Right. I thought he was kind of like a bigger guy, but he's kind of like
shrinking under the.
Like, let's get a dress on this guy, like,
dude. He needs to go.
I don't know. I mean, like, to me, I bring people in about politics, but definitely New York politics is something that is huge.
For me, I just weigh good and bad in terms of did anything good happen?
Right.
Cool.
Right.
Because ultimately, I think everyone's going to be kind of bad. Do you know what I mean?
Wait. Repeat. Describe this theory that you
like. I mean, everyone's like, "Oh my God, Hillary stinks." Oh my God, I think Hillary didn't get elected because she's a woman.
Okay. You don't think Hillary got elected because she's a woman? That wasn't the thing.
I think it's because she was a woman.
You think it's 100%?
100%.
Like, we don't want in this country like a woman.
Anything but a woman. Anyone but a woman.
Kidding.
Anything, and I say thing again because that's what's happening right now.
This is fun.
Any gross, ignorant thing. It's not, as long as it's not a chick.
But you really think that there's like...
I do.
You really feel...
Come on, look where we are.
Hold on. That in this country, the people would have a hard time having a woman, not boss, but just...
Donald Trump got elected.
No, of course,
and he's like digging a hole that we may never come out of.
Of course, right? I mean, the guy's a savage. The guy's a savage.
He's a savage. He's a fucking savage.
I'm sorry.
I don't know. I mean, it's true.
I get it. But like, here's the thing. Like, here's something that people don't know about me. I mean, the people who know me know this is true. Like, I study politics all the time. Like, it's frightening. If you came over to my magazine section, I have the National Review, which is the most right-wing magazine you could possibly have, other than the Spectator in London. I have the Economist, which is sort of like British mid. Yeah. But to us, it would be more like conservative, but not really, because they have a very different system that's going on. I have the New Yorker, which is pretty left. Yeah. And then I have New York Magazine, which is basically as left as you can. And I actually had to drop the Atlantic Monthly because I was like, okay, all right, you guys are losing me on this.
I love that you have the full spectrum.
Right. And so, but because you have to know. My personal opinions, I'm all over the place. I can't.
Yeah, no.
But I'm very curious about this because.
I felt that way from the moment it happened. And
about so what if like somebody like Tulsi got in, Tulsi Gabbard, remember her? Remember when she was like really like tough and a soldier? You don't think people
no,
but do you think it's primarily a male's problem, or is it also a female? Like, women won't vote for another woman. Where do you feel
honestly
on this?
I like rarely talk about politics.
I know, that's what I'm saying. It's cool. I mean, this would be the first political conversation on KTCR, so we might as well just do it here.
No, hey, why not? I'm jumping
might as well
in
be
with
the
both
first.
feet.
Jumping in both feet. Hi, what's going on here? There we go. Jumping right. Woo.
No, I mean,
why not?
Where else can I say? I know, I really believe that. I say it in my living room all the time, but I live.
That's what I'm saying.
I live with two gentlemen who are like,
so is it? So do you think it's? So you think it's specifically like men will never be able to, or can't, or would not? You think it's primarily like a masculinity problem, or do you think there actually are women as well who?
I think there probably are women as well who would not.
You think so?
I don't think there's a true one. Right now, I think I have women in my life who I feel are a true solidarity with.
Okay, good. Okay.
In terms of
right?
Yeah.
Sister. Yeah. Relatives.
Really, people who are my age who I've met more recently in my life. Yeah, friends.
Right. Drinking buddies.
Co-workers who had become friends. Right. After the fact, and so, but in general, I don't just go out of my house every day and go women and think we're all sticking together, because I don't think we are. No.
Yeah, because I've worked in bars and I've seen that never happen.
Women can be
Oh, I've never seen I've never seen more cruelty. Other than criminal behavior, I've never seen more cruelty towards a woman.
Smooth criminal.
Than from another woman.
I mean, I know. Hey.
And you can't. There's no law against this. I've never
been
seen
on
a law.
both ends. I've been on both ends.
Really, talk some shit about other ladies.
Actually, I mean, to your only to your face. I mean, I would never not behind your back. Oh my God.
Wait, you talk shit to other women to their face?
Only if they're. I mean, if we're getting into something.
Ooh.
If we're getting into something.
See, ladies and gentlemen, we got a real hero in the ranks here. I knew it. See, you guys worry. We're talking about Monty Ward's over here. You think we're not going to get into it, but before you know it,
I'm surprisingly good at customer service.
We're there. We're in customer. We're good. I've been in there too much too, but no, that's interesting. But definitely, but masculinity though, no. There's no way a man, not a man, because we want to be that like. I don't
want to make that blanket.
You don't want to do the whole thing.
I also know men whose minds, like it's like whoever's
right? Because there's been a lot of women
so
leaders,
close, of course.
In England,
Yeah, no, exactly, but
in all different fields, and in
in America or whatever.
There's plenty of lady governors. You know what I mean? Going on, and you know what's even weird is a lot of women governors in Republican states, which you would think. Oh, we don't. They would never respect the woman as a governor, but they're the governor of. Well, you know what I mean? So it's an interesting thing. But now we're talking. What you and I are talking about is psychology, though. So what do you think the psychology? What is in the masculine psychology that would prevent them from, like, if they see a woman, like they're like, we're not voting for this. No way.
I don't know because I don't come from that.
Right.
I mean, these are the same people who are showing up.
Vote for a woman president?
Yes.
Okay, so like there's a guy.
Yes.
There's a dude, right?
Yes.
So maybe it's a more, well, he's,
I think I'm probably picturing like the same people who show up at a rally yesterday with no mask on are never, ever going to vote for a woman.
Okay. And it's just essentially we're talking sex.
But also women. But no, also women, because if all the women had voted.
Right.
She would have gotten elected, right?
Well, it's so crazy because I actually did. You know what's so weird is I did look up. I was watching this really cool YouTube video, which was it was a bunch of black men and women who two gender, but basically equal part genders and equal part liberal and conservative. Yeah. And they were just arguing with each other. It was through Vice. I mean, I think anybody who's listening should look it up. You could just type in this for Vice magazine. Just amongst black Americans, like what they were feeling about what's going on in their specific area, and crew, and it was fascinating to see what the women were talking about not liking, like some of the women were like anything but her, and I wonder if it was because of just her.
I don't know,
like her specific, because then as I said, like I wonder if some of these guys, because I mean would go for somebody like Tulsi or even Kamala, like
there were like two options, and all of you chose that, right? And look at where we are. Yeah. And how bad could she have been?
Right. No, you're right.
If you're going to use,
she wouldn't have been.
If you're going to use like not her being a woman.
Yeah.
And all these other reasons that they had on the emails or this or that or whatever. She's a jerk. Like 5 years ago, her husband was a misogynist. Thank. I gotta pay for him too. Thank God. Great. Haven't I already done this?
Wow. Okay.
I mean, come on. I like this. Every reason to find that it wasn't gonna be her, but really, I think it was because she's a woman. Was it because
of the gender? It's the females. Wow. All right. I would love to know because I talk to a lot of fellas, but maybe they're lying to me. I mean, maybe
sometimes
you never
they
know.
do.
Maybe
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe they lie because I try to get them involved in these kind of conversations. But no, I looked up a demographic who voted in the last election, and by demographic, which again is a loaded topic, especially in the United States. It pisses me off because you got to check a box, right? And that's just crazy. In France, when the French people check a box, there is no such thing as race. Yeah. It's just there's only one race, the human race. Now, of course, that's a lie. I mean,
just fill out the census, and they had to.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So it's like when you start bringing
choices. I had to write in Puerto Rican,
and we know why.
I wrote in Puerto Rican for all three.
No, you guys are.
For all three of us.
No, you're not ethnic enough. I'm sorry. The Puerto Ricans have now been assimilated. Now you guys are just like white people. That's what it is.
I totally wrote it in for me and for them.
And just like, hello, Puerto Ricans are still here. I know the Dominicans get a box, right? And it's
I know.
Is that true? Does the Dominicans get a box?
No, I don't think they always get a box.
Because that would lead me to revolt. I mean, like, if
I don't
I
think
was
they
Puerto
always
Rican,
get a box. Sometimes Puerto Ricans get their own box, but I was surprised on the census, the New York census, that they didn't.
Yeah, I purposely didn't take that. No offense, government. But
I was like done getting mailings. Now I'm just getting text messages, and
they're like, "Whoa, yeah, that's crazy." But no, when I was looking over the thing, so typically when it was a breakdown of everybody, right? Whatever, like whatever box they were checking in the thing about who elected who, right?
Yeah.
Now here's what I was surprised. I was very surprised. Black women.
Yeah.
96% Hillary. All in with the Hills. All in on the Hills. Everything was going. That's fine. No problem.
I wish all the white ladies had done the same.
White ladies were less. Basically, white people, whatever you consider white, because, whites changed over the years.
I know.
I love how, like, Italians, like there's a great book that I heard about on NPR. I didn't read it yet, but I love the premise, because obviously, Diabate for real reasons. But it said, when Italians became white. Like that's the title.
Oh my
of it.
God.
And apparently there was like in some year where they're like, they're cool.
Okay.
But like like in 1934,
Listen,
they're like,
I know.
That's crazy. But anyway, I'm not saying anything about that. I don't care about this. But I have no, I'm too much of a mutt to now care, and I'm just, it's like it is what it is.
Most of us are mutts.
But it was definitely primarily what put it over the edge was not suburban. It was white. It was white men. It was It was not when they say non-educated, which I think is bullshit.
Big surprise.
But no, it was white. It was non-college graduate white males. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's who voted for this guy.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
And a lot of people, what they're talking about now, like, I mean, I don't know if you're like me and watch too much YouTube late at night, but I watch these horrible videos. Not horrible, but no, I'm fascinated by it. Like, I'll watch C-SPAN's political interviews from 1983. Like, what's going on here? And watch it, and like, I'm like, okay, you really have too much on here. It's like, what is wrong with you, Matthew? Where have you gone? But no, but when you study these things, and what's great about YouTube, and I would advise anybody who's interested in political theory to like, or even thought about what today is, and be like, oh, it's so rare. And then if you look back at 1983, it's not as rare as the same shit they were saying. They were talking this stuff about, Ferraro, Geraldine Ferraro, about like, are men ready for a woman leader, this and this and this. I just want to know your opinion. I mean, fuck C-SPAN. I'm talking about you, like what would be aspects of like the male character that could not, like, I'm trying to wrap my head around this. I come from a family of women. Your dad does too. My dad
does as well, yes.
So like, I would not have a problem about the gender of a president.
Sure.
But that's interesting that you have this theory about this, or an idea.
I've just like felt that way since it happened.
Yeah.
And like as soon as I found out that this idiot was the chosen person.
Yeah. You were like, it had to be about this.
It's the only reason. It was like
not any of her shady shit she was pulling.
No, because they all who's not shady.
By the way,
who's not shady? They're all shady.
As if the current president is not shady.
How come? Yeah, like, so how come a guy can be shady, but she's shady?
Ooh, but a girl. Oh,
ew, so I'm right. Hello,
guy can be shady.
Guy can be shady.
My girl can't be shady too? Okay, what?
Hello.
Cheers to that one.
Cheers to that. Come on, man. Like, for real. I've been thinking about this a lot.
Some dumb shit I put up on Facebook today. It's like, hey, wait, when did we get it into our heads that politics was fair and moral? Mm-hmm. Did we miss something? I always thought it was a corrupted, blood on the floor type of institution.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Exactly. It always has been, and it's totally cool that the entire time it's been mostly men.
If it's guys, it's cool. Like, they're
it's
okay
just accepted. It's just like, that's just so many. I'm friends with so many men.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Right.
And I know they respect me. It's like, I know it.
They respect you.
Yes, they do. And they respect women.
But they won't elect
the people I'm talking about. No, I think they would. The people I'm thinking of right now.
Yeah, who are you thinking about? Who are these people?
Like my father, yourself, my partner.
No, I'm saying on the other side, like, who are these men that you're thinking? You're like, what is the image you have?
Like my ex.
Uh-oh, dun dun dun. Comes right back.
A lot of the people I went to college with. A lot of the guys I went to college with,
Okay.
Like,
use your, like,
white male frat boy,
fratty.
Okay. Kind of like light on the date rape. Like,
whoa!
I know that was like bold to say, but like, but you know what I mean? Like,
I don't know. I don't want to know what you mean. I mean, I know what you mean, but I don't want to know.
Unfortunately, like, the behavior that I observed over years' time of literally hanging out in a fraternity.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, but those guys it's always been bad, right? Hasn't it always?
Well, listen, it's always been bad, right? But I was dating one of them.
Oh, but
so I had like the inner circle.
But how in the world would you date somebody like this? That makes no sense.
I didn't know, and then I was already dating him. And I was already dating him.
Yeah.
No, he was weird. You know, honestly, I'll tell you right now, he was hilarious. He was really
so
funny, and he was smart. Like
that'll get you.
That'll get you. He read a lot of books, and he could talk about a lot of stuff.
That'll get you.
And
every time.
So the rest of it, it's like
you're like, I'm gonna go with it. Plus, young men are like.
Yeah, I mean,
I get like Kate Beckinsale. She's like that.
He was from like upstate New York, and I didn't know.
Yeah.
He used to feign a Brooklyn accent.
Wait, feign?
Feign. He used to
pretend.
Yes.
But what?
Because he was from Kingston, New York. His mother was from Brooklyn, and he would feign this accent as if he was from Brooklyn.
Okay. I see gangsters do this all the time, though. They're feigning up a lot of shit, and they're from here most of the time.
Kingston.
Kingston's kind of an arty. Kingston that's like, isn't that where Jeremiah's from?
Yes,
yeah, they live up there.
And
then Bill was living up there for a minute.
It's the historical capital of New York.
No, Maud played there. Maud played in Kingston. We had a great time.
I
You're written in their local music
I've
newspaper.
been there. I've been around there. Not for obviously a really long time, but
I know what you mean. Come on, like everybody who's listening right now knows what we're talking about. We should we should put this one as part one, and then we go into Montgomery Ward the second part.
Seriously.
Although this is fun though, because this is what it is. It's just getting down to it. It's gonna be fun. You're definitely gonna be a returning guest. I already know that.
Well, I thank you.
Because all you need is two guys just like a drink and a half in her. Bring up their current presidential person in the office, right? Because I don't use the T word online.
The person.
I don't use the T word in public.
Yeah, I try not to as well.
I'm just kidding. Like whatever. Like I just study politics, and it's just so funny to me. But this is the good stuff. But no, tell me. I gotta. Okay, so fratty. So maybe it's just like you think it's like a fear of women in power. Like is it a thing like that, or they just it's so traditionally male? Like
I think it's just traditionally.
Right.
How could we possibly take orders or direction or defer to a woman with decisions and power moves and what have you.
Did you get around America?
Not as much as I
like should. Where have you been in America?
I have been to Arizona.
Okay, beautiful
Went
country.
to the Grand Canyon in high school. It was more incredible than I can describe. It was like you just kind of have to see it.
Yeah, I've never been. I want to go.
It was.
Everybody tells me it's just like, what is that? That's a La Crevasse, but that's like a giant. That's like I
am like the queen of it's overrated. Like that was overrated. This is overrated. This was not at all overrated. Not at all.
The New York jadedness.
I really know. Like there's a lot of stuff, but this was not one of those things. Yeah. This was like, oh my goodness, everyone should see that.
That's cool.
Yeah, so Florida.
And so what about Florida? Because Florida to me, you read about Florida.
Well, it was in Miami, so it's kind of you don't really feel.
I'm in Miami now.
You don't really feel the. I mean, in Miami, you're just like surrounded by Cubans and.
Oh, I don't know. I've never been.
Party and. South Beach is great. South Beach is. I did one time my entire life where I did a girls' spring break, like the college, classic spring break experience.
Yeah, like the teen movie,
yes,
what have you.
And we drove from Binghamton all the way to Miami.
What? That is crazy. That's almost
25 hours to the hour.
Wait, how old were you for this craziness?
21. Thank God.
Of course. This is classic.
And I don't even drive.
Ladies and gentlemen, you see the dichotomy when I'm talking about here? You got New Yorkers, you got left, right, up, down. She's a college girl.
I went with my college roommate and her best friend, who she.
So this was like straight up.
This is like ladies in a car.
Well, ladies' night always scares me, or ladies anything scares me. A group of ladies, because I come from the bar world. So I'm used to seeing right when I see a bunch of women. There was definitely a
devastating argument at the end of the trip between two of them. Thank God, I was not
devastating argument. I love how you said it. It had to be devastating.
Oh, of course.
But if you see the women with the crown and a group of women, if one of them's wearing like a fake
that's gonna end in disaster.
tiara, like somebody's puking, I'm gonna have to clean
That's
up
gonna
that
end in
puke
disaster.
later.
Yeah.
In the bathroom, I gotta go in there, mop it up. You know, it's not
Something's
fun.
gonna be bad.
Yeah,
and they somehow like it won't be. Yeah. I
so
understand.
is that how it was? Like, tell me about
not
spring
the whole
break.
time. That was actually.
Was it spring break? That was actually.
It was spring break.
Oh my god!
And
I'm so glad we're getting this on wax.
We stayed in this, like this seedy motel, but it was right next to the beach.
Of course, which is great. That's like
which was great. And there was
the whole point.
There was this great store on like a bodega style store on the corner.
Yeah.
That made cafecito. Cuban coffee.
What is that? I don't know this.
Cuban coffee.
I don't know this. Cafecito,
like a little tiny, like a little Cuban coffee. They you're just like, I want one of those, and they just make it for you. They don't even ask what you want in it. They don't want, it's just done perfectly.
Like espresso?
Yeah, a little bit of espresso, but they make it so it's not so bitter, and it's just like a lovely.
I'm down with that.
Yeah, it just
huge coffee fan.
Awesome. Over here. So we would go down to the corner every day, get our coffee, get our Cuban sandwich.
Hello.
Which in the morning we would have like half for breakfast, half for lunch.
Perfect.
Beach all day. It was a pretty uneventful.
It was
like cool. It was good.
The horrific stories we hear about spring break.
So the first night we were there, like this dumb guy like walks by us on the beach and was like,
"Oh,
I hate spring breakers." And I of course I knew what he was doing. But I was just like, oh yeah, but it was like, so you're like throwing it out there, and I'm like, yes, what? Okay, yeah, sure.
Oh wait, you think he was doing it like by sarcasm, like
yeah,
he was
I see. That was like his move.
It was the 90s, sir. We had to be anti.
So I like allowed the move. I was like, all right,
hey buddy, okay.
Oh really? Blah blah blah.
What's going on, pal?
Hey, it got us into a club later on that night.
I mean, if clubs were trying to go, that sounds great.
It got us into Crowbar later on that evening.
Oh, what's up in Crowbar? This week on Crowbar.
This is Crowbar.
Crowbar.com.
I wish there were Crowbars
Reach
there.
out, Crowbar.
I almost got into a fight in Crowbar.
What? Wait, how long were you down there for? Like, you're getting into clubs, you're getting into fights?
That was all the same night.
Oh my god. I'm sure every woman right now is listening. It's like, I had that moment. I don't know.
Totally.
I wasn't in spring break over there.
The best part about that was that the ride down, since I don't and still do not and never have had a driver's license.
Okay. Typical New Yorker.
Yeah,
I'm by the way.
Super typical.
Yeah.
One time I had my permit for a little while, but
all right,
it's gone.
So
I was just my job to kind of like sit in the driver's, the passenger side, and sing along, and keep the driver hanging, whatever,
keep it going,
taking turns sleeping in the back and whatever. So that's what I did. By the time I got to Miami, I had no voice. I sounded like Demi Moore. I sounded like I had like a super. Actually,
hey, Demi Moore's got a great voice.
I had a scratchy Demi Moore. Like,
that's cool.
Scratchy, cool voice.
I don't know if the Miami boys might pick up on that nuance.
I absolutely loved it. I didn't sound anything like myself, so I just like took it upon myself to act however I wanted to.
Do this,
And then like some girl like bumped into me at the club, and she like grabbed my wrist, and I was like, "You better get the fuck off me, bitch!"
Whoa! Did you say that to somebody?
I did, and she was like, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry." This and that.
Before? Have you ever punched a woman?
No, I have never punched a woman before.
You never punched a lady. You never been in a fight.
Someone smacked me once.
Whoa!
But I did not. She like hit the side of my head.
Ooh, gave you one of those little
a little
Ooh.
to like try to knock my glasses off.
Oh, bitch!
And I did not respond because I was like in my bar. And I didn't want, and we were also, I was in my bar.
Okay.
Right?
Wait, is this back in Brooklyn here?
No, this is like on the Upper East. This is
Upper
East.
Okay.
And we were outnumbered. There was a group in the bar that were partying. They all came together. It was more than like 30 people. And they were a little rowdy.
But not the bar you worked at. It was like
no.
Oh, okay, all right.
The bar where we used to hang out.
You guys were just chilling.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, I got it.
Yeah. So I didn't want to escalate that situation by responding to this woman's.
Yeah.
She like didn't like the look on my face, and she decided to go like that. I am sure my look.
Is that how it started?
It started because the men,
the
gentlemen, the gentlemen who were with that party kept bumping into me. Rudely, and they were told a couple times by the bartender, who was my friend, stop doing that. But the bartenders, we were outnumbered.
Yeah,
they could have started a riot in there. Like we all would have been. You know what I mean?
I'm like way in this. I've worked
he tried to tell them a couple times, like, "Hey, watch out!"
No.
And then I just like tried not to instigate much, but they sent a girlfriend or someone to be next to me, and then I gave her a look, and she was like, you know, like they sent her to yes, absolutely, to instigate like this whole thing, and I didn't want to like take it anywhere because.
Now, what was your ratio? Was it equal to guys and girls, like in your party and also in their party?
I was by myself.
Oh shit.
I was with bar regulars, like bar regular friends, but like those were not my friends.
Going back, little Dahlia, this is a heroic moment. This is like the thing. So how'd you handle it?
No, I just didn't want to. I was like, I looked right at my friend, and I was like, what the hell, you know, like, and so they kind of like scooped me up and took me this way, and I don't know exactly. After that, I think they kind of tried to clear the bar and somehow get them out of there without an incident, because. It was like more than 25 of their folks, and they were like rowdy.
Okay, so like basically
it was like they were
being
looking,
moved out, but but this lady struck you. What was your immediate reaction? I mean, how did you
call the fucking cops? That's what I said.
That's what you told her.
I was like, my glasses were off my face.
Like, you didn't give her a nice little.
No, because my glasses were off my face. I can't see a damn thing. I was vulnerable.
No,
I was completely vulnerable.
I'm not laughing. I don't mean to laugh.
I was like, I can't believe this.
This is horrible.
Because if I didn't have glasses, I would have punched her in her mouth.
You would have. All right. So if you had the aim,
I think that would have been what I wanted to do. But my instinct was
never fought anybody. You never fought nobody in your life.
Only my ex-boyfriend.
Whoa, guys. Yeah. All right. So
I mean,
KTCR,
but no.
Kill the Cat Radio must check with their lawyers for any litigation purposes in the future. Here at Kill the Cat Radio, we don't actually support any.
We do not advocate violence.
We do not advocate violence, and neither.
No, I'm a pretty.
I'm just kidding.
I'm cutting with my words.
She's a smart one with her words. That's what it is.
Yeah, I'll give you a whop with my.
That's hilarious.
With my words.
I can't believe that stuff. To me that's wild. I mean, like, but I think that.
Oh, and I almost got in. Actually, now that I'm saying, I almost got into a fight with. A guy was trying to fight me. This was in Binghamton,
right there.
And he
was
just psycho.
No, but that's when you call it cops. This is not.
Well, yeah.
I'm not saying you couldn't handle yourself.
No, but I didn't really want to have to.
Well, no one wants to.
But I was like, why is this dude menacing me right now? I just I don't know. I just didn't. And then I think I employed his cousin to kind of like talk him down. Yeah. So I was like, I don't know why your cousin's like. Yeah. Going psycho, but he like pushed my friend, and I was like, "Don't." She's smaller than me, and I'm not tall.
This is where
I'm not a tall person. I think I am. I have long arms, so I like delude myself into thinking I'm tall.
I believe in equality between men and women. Here's where I don't agree with equality between men and women. It's like first of all, you can't put your hands on a lady, especially at a bar. Was this at a bar?
Yeah.
See, this is where all the bad stuff happens.
Yeah, and I was like, "Don't do that," and he was like, "Ah," and I was
but you always think people in New York City are kind of tough, like
No, this was upstate.
Oh, this is
county situation.
Right.
He
But
was kind of a bit of like
I'm saying people like you
edge.
who grew up here.
Yeah, well, I'm not.
You're not a pushover.
I'm not a pushover. Yeah. I'm.
But you must have noticed even recently in the last couple, because of this whole like unforeseen virus, like you must have seen the streets are getting a little weirder now.
It reminds me of my childhood.
Are you feeling it a little bit? Is it just me?
It's not just you. Okay, and I know you were talking about that on one of your podcasts.
Oh, with Jesse
with Jesse.
Or one of them?
And
he was going on it. Yeah.
I've felt that myself.
No
I've
kidding.
spoken to other people, whether it be friends of mine or patients at my job coming through.
Interesting.
Who happen to be in my age group.
Of course. Yeah. So what are the changes? What is this?
No, I mean we're all feeling it. This is like it was when we were growing up.
What does that mean? What's the difference though?
There were a lot of homeless people, but like also afflicted with mental issues. Sure. I'm a full
people
range.
People have jobs too, and like they're not getting supported.
At the time, I'm not excited. I think my mom used to tell me that a hospital was closed, and then they had to just release all those people, and that's why there was a prevalence of all manner of of homeless people
So
with
you're seeing,
all
like, an
manner
increase-
of problems. And now I'm seeing I'm seeing something very similar.
Killed Cat Radio.